Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for September 20th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. If you want to learn more about these stories, read them for yourself so you can come up with your own opinion, check out the show notes down below. I'll pull a link to each story in the order we talk about them so you can read it for yourself, leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Helps us a lot because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, there's a lot of deals right now, so we've compiled what we think are some of the best cord cutting deals available at this moment. Sales from Hulu, TCL's 75-inch Roku TVs on sale, Fire TV Recast, Fire TV sticks are on sale right now. So we got a full breakdown of all the great deals that we found in the show notes down below. Check out the post for our top 5 cord cutting deals for September 20th, 2019. And let us know if you ever find a great cord cutting deal or maybe a cord cutting news story. Go to cordcuttersnews.com, click on the Contact Us, send us an email. Try to include a link to the deal if you can. It's a huge help for us to find it. All right, let's get into the news of the day. We talked about this a little bit last week, where an investor for AT&T was pushing AT&T to sell DIRECTV. A few days ago, the Wall Street Journal has come out saying they have sources that say AT&T is considering spinning it off, rather than be selling it, breaking it off into its own division, and more. Seems like the growing pressure of the rapidly growing subscriber losses for DIRECTV is putting pressure on AT&T. Now there's mixed reporting on this. CNBC says their stories say that AT&T is not considering selling off, not considering splitting it off. They are considering trying to make it stop losing subscribers and try to make it more profitable, but they're not considering selling it off. Fox Business has reported that they have sources that say AT&T is looking at all options from spinning it off to other deals, that they may even have some people roughly interested in buying it. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens here. But AT&T is clearly looking at doing something. AT&T CEO has reportedly met with the activist investor who has several $1 billion worth of AT&T stock, who's been pushing for leadership change, pushing for maybe selling off certain assets that aren't profitable, like DIRECTV's satellite business here. So it very clearly looks like AT&T is getting pressure. Now AT&T is reportedly only looking at selling off their satellite side. So AT&T TV, AT&T TV Now, and more wouldn't be part of this deal to sell DIRECTV. We would just be removing DIRECTV's satellite section from the business. Now, I find this highly unlikely. So yeah, there are reports from multiple places like the Wall Street Journal and Fox Business that they could be considering this option. Businesses consider a lot of things. I always say you don't say no to something until you know all the details, right? Especially when you're in business. But I find it unlikely because AT&T has talked heavily about using DIRECTV as a way to push subscribers to HBO Max, push subscribers over to their more profitable AT&T TV service. Selling it now means they deprive themselves of the ability to try to pull subscribers away from DIRECTV and put them into AT&T's TV service, into HBO Max, and more. Now, they will still have their phone service where they could try to do that. But taking customers who are already paying for TV and pushing a TV service on them is a lot easier than trying to take phone customers and pushing a TV service on them. So I find the timing bad. Now, I've said this before though, I wouldn't be surprised a few years down the road if AT&T said, hey, we've pulled off as many people off of DIRECTV as we can. We put them on AT&T TV, on HBO Max, and other options. Now we're going to look at maybe taking this and selling it off. Whatever's left, people in areas, maybe rural areas where the internet's not good enough for streaming, people who just really love satellite won't move off of it. Instead of having to, service them and deal with them, put satellites in space, drive people to their homes to service their boxes and more, let's just sell it off. Dish said they would be interested in it, but both Dish and AT&T said they don't believe the DOJ would approve that merger of Dish and DIRECTV. Maybe in a few years though, maybe once there are more legitimate streaming services with a bigger subscriber base, that they could say, hey, we're not really eliminating choice here, because look, you have AT&T TV, you have Sling TV, PlayStation View, YouTube TV, etc. versus back in the day when it was just cable, satellite, and then 2 satellite options. Maybe if you were lucky, there was something like UVerse where you lived. So I'll be interested to see what happens here. Let me know. Get your predictions in now. Will AT&T sell DIRECTV off? If so, do you think somebody in mind who would buy it? I could definitely see a Dish DIRECTV merger down the road, and very similar to the Sirius XM merger, where Sirius and XM merged into a single company because it wasn't profitable as 2 separate ones. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your predictions are. All right, next story up of the day. 21% of Americans reportedly intend to sign up for Disney Plus. That's almost double that of HBO Max. According to people who took this survey from Harris X Research, that the content on Disney Plus was the reason they're going to subscribe. That Disney catalog people absolutely love, and they absolutely intend to subscribe to it because of that. Pricing was the second reason. For HBO Max, content and originals was one of the main reasons, with pricing being lower one. We still don't know the pricing on HBO Max officially. And in last place was NBC's new Peacock service. And originals and content, again, was kind of leading, though, again, we don't know the price on that. So I'd be very interested to know, do you intend to get Disney Plus? I found it very interesting that nearly double the number of people plan to get Disney Plus versus HBO Max. Of course, we know more about Disney Plus. That probably helps that a lot. But let me know if you would fall in that category. Are you at all interested in HBO Max? Anybody out there that would get NBC service or HBO Max over Disney Plus? Let me know what you intend to get. All right, next story up of the day. Spectrum is forcing some apartment customers to pay for TV if they want to have internet. So this isn't exactly new, but I thought this was very interesting. I wanted to break it down because Spectrum is striking more and more deals like this. And what happens is the Spectrum goes to the apartment complex and says, hey, we'll give you a very good rate if you agree that all of your residents will be forced to pay for our service, that you'll add our TV and internet to your rates there. So your rent would go up by, in this case, $75 for this particular apartment complex, and you get TV and internet. Spectrum now, at least in the case of this one, gets to claim hundreds or thousands, because some of these apartment complexes are owned by a single company who own multiple apartment complexes throughout town. So they get to say, hey, we just added 2,000 TV customers. Even if they don't want it, they have to pay for it, so we're locked in. Yeah, we'll give them a discount, but we can guarantee customers to offset the number of cord cutters around the world. Now, I've heard reports that many apartment complexes are very high number of cord cutters, as many apartment people look for ways to save money by getting internet only. And many people were upset. I heard some people who were paying only $40 for internet, and now they're forced to pay for TV, which they don't want. What was even more interesting about it is that rate didn't include DVR, so you would have to pay an additional fee on top of it if you wanted DVR. So have you ever had this happen to you? Have you ever lived in an apartment complex or maybe a condo association that struck a deal with a cable company who said, if you live here, you have to pay for internet and TV. No way around it. You can't avoid it. Tough luck, basically. So let me know if you have experienced this and in it. I find this something that probably become more and more popular because it's guaranteed money for Spectrum, right? Yeah, it would take a little bit less, but if we can guarantee everybody in this massive apartment complex will be forced to pay for it, that's a good rate for us. So let me know what you think, and let me know if you've experienced this. Did it cost you to go up? And let us know. All right, next story up of the day, our rebuttal. So you've probably seen the tweets recently. There's a lot of tweets going around which say, oh, look, you have to pay for all these 10 services. And we really sat down and we broke out our rebuttal to this. And my hope here is that with this rebuttal, you'll be able to have the information you need to fight some of these people who are out there and saying, hey, you might as well get cable TV. It's cheaper, it's better. Why pay for cord cutting when you can just get cable and save money and have a better experience? So we really break this completely down. We show you why that's not true. We show you why you save more money with cord cutting. We show you why that argument doesn't, in short, hold water. So let me know, check that out. If you have any particular rebuttals you find work very well to people who've been pushing this idea that because HBO Max and Disney Plus are launching, that suddenly cord cutting costs more than cable. I'd love to hear from you. Next story up, your local TV stations may have a new owner. Yesterday, Nexstar has closed on its deal to buy Tribune-owned ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC locals. This deal will add more than 40 stations to Nexstar's lineup, including major ones in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and more. Now, one of the things to note here is some of these stations will be required to be sold. I think there was like 6 or 7 stations where Nexstar and Tribune own multiple stations in a single market already, so they're going to have to sell a few to justify that deal. But if you want a full list of these stations being sold, check out the post down below. But in the short term, this probably won't make any difference for you. I had a local affiliate here sell. It took them a few months before really you notice any changes, other than maybe at the end of the newscast the name was different. So keep that in mind. But your locals may be under new ownership, and this is a continued trend recently. We've seen this trend of a lot of small players merging, even bigger players merging. Tribune and Nexstar were very large players in the world of TV, and now they're merging into a single company as they try to fight cord cutting, and more importantly, as over-the-air TV becomes more profitable, buying over-the-air TV stations is becoming bigger, because once again people are buying antennas. Once again, locals are becoming more and more popular because they're free with an antenna. So let me know if your local changed hands, and if you notice anything different, any improvements. It should be interesting. Now, Nexstar has been fairly favorable to cord cutting, putting their channels on services like PlayStation Vue, YouTube TV, and more. Tribune has and hasn't. Some of their stations are, some of them are not. Hopefully now that this sale is done, we'll see more Tribune stations on services like PlayStation Vue, YouTube TV, and more. All right, now a few more stories real quick. Amazon's adding more sports. Amazon has announced to Twitch. Amazon has announced a partnership to bring the National Women's Hockey League to Twitch for 3 years for free. You'll be able to watch all the National Women's Hockey League games streaming on Twitch. Amazon's made very clear they want to bring more premium content to Twitch. And this is another step. So starting next week, you'll be able to watch Thursday night NFL football. And now you'll also be able to watch women's hockey for the next 3 years. And lastly, TCL's 6 Series Roku TVs, which was our pick for the best TV of 2018 under $1,000, is now out with a brand new version for sale at Amazon, starting at $599 for the 55-inch or $799 for the 65-inch 6 Series. This is a new and improved version with quantum dot and all kinds of cool features. Now available, you can go get that over at Amazon.com, link in the show notes. And I'll be honest, I have a 6 Series 2018, very, very happy with it. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. We'll probably work to get our hands on a 6 Series TV to give you a full review of it. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all have a fantastic Friday. If I don't see you this weekend for our recap show tomorrow, be safe, take care. I will see you next week as we continue covering the world of cord cutting. So hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for your support.